Welcome to Daily Dose Radio, a 5-minute devotional podcast studying the Psalms verse by verse. Broadcast from the ever-beautiful Sharonville, Ohio, on the sunny side of Cincinnati. Hey, welcome back to Daily Dose Radio. This is your home for organic Bible study that's artisanally made and responsibly handled just for you. This is what we like to call the Bible Bistro. The Bible Bistro is open for business. Come on in and sit down. Get yourself a cup of something hot or something cold, whatever you like. Open your Bibles up, and we're going to look today in Psalm 68, looking at verses 4 through 7. Psalm 68, 4 through 7. Now, we're going to pick up where we left off yesterday in verse 4. Yesterday, the righteous were glad. They were rejoicing. They were exceedingly rejoicing. So you can imagine this is a party. And that all happens because we have the presence of God. He stands up, the wicked flee, they're driven away, they perish before him, and the righteous rejoice. Why? Because the wicked have persecuted the righteous since forever, and now there's justice come. God has stood up, and now we're rejoicing because there's gladness in the house. Verses 4 through 7 tell us a little bit more about that. Let me read. Sing unto God, sing praises to his name. Extol him that rideth upon the heavens by his name Yah, and rejoice before him. A father of the fatherless and a judge of the widows is God in his holy habitation. God setteth the solitary in families. He bringeth out those which are bound with chains, but the rebellious dwell in a dry land. O God, when thou wentest forth before thy people, when thou didst march through the wilderness, Selah. Now we're going to have to break right there. Tomorrow we'll find out what happened when he marched through the wilderness, but we got to think about that first. That Selah means meditate, think about it, listen to what's being said. All right, so verse 3, let the righteous be glad, let them rejoice, let them exceedingly rejoice. Verse 4, sing. So you see how we just continue this theme, the righteous rejoicing. Sing praises to his name, extol him that rideth upon the heavens. So now he stood up, his presence has done this wonderful work, and he's riding through the heavens by his name. Now this is you have J-A-H here. In Hebrew, we just have a part of the name. This is a piece of the name of God, of his name. And so I tremble just a little bit to speak it because, you know, the tetragrammaton with the 4 letters, the full name, is unspoken. But this is just a portion of it, and it's this portion that we get many of the theophoric names from. They'll use this portion in the creation of those names. So like Elijah, well, we have the same letters here. It's how Elijah ends. Here it's just, he's riding upon the heavens by his name, Yah, and rejoice before him. So the people are to rejoice before, this is the God, the only one. We're going to see that again down in verse 8. He is the God of Israel. There's no other. This is it. This is the one, and we're to rejoice before him. And then we get this description of him. And isn't this beautiful? It's not a description of a mighty warrior with a great sword and glinting armor and a beautiful shield and a lovely helm and all the rest. No, this is a glimpse of the merciful God that we serve. A father of the fatherless, a judge of the widows, is God in his holy habitation. So you see, holiness has something to do with the mercy of God. It's his mercy and his loving kindness, his compassion towards those who are poor and needy, describe him in the holy setting of his habitation. God setteth the solitary in families. He bringeth out those which are bound with chains, but the rebellious dwell in a dry land. So God is merciful to the widow. He's merciful to the fatherless. He's merciful to the solitary. He brings those that are prisoners. He brings them out of their chains. But the rebellious, they need to watch out. O God, when thou wentest forth before thy people, when thou didst march through the wilderness, Selah. And we'll pick up there tomorrow and find out what happened then. So join me on Daily Dose Radio. Thanks for listening to Daily Dose Radio. I'm David Smith. The music today has been performed by the Bluegrass Experiment. Thanks again for listening. I'll see you next time on Daily Dose Radio.